Hello fans, welcome to Man Utd Transfer HQ. Stay updated with the latest transfer gossip and breaking news.
Our today news is, I left Man United to join Arsenal. I had a great time at one club but support the other more. Michael Silvestre had the pleasure of representing both Manchester United and Arsenal, playing in some of the most heated clashes ever between the two Premier League rivals. Manchester United and Arsenal's Premier League clashes may not hold the same importance as they once did, but it remains one of the top flight's most tantalizing fixtures. With the Gunners' title hopes effectively over, Ruben Amorim's United have the chance to strike the final blow to Arsenal's season. Mikel Arteta's side, however, will refuse to bow down easily when they get underway at Old Trafford on Sunday afternoon. One player who has the rare privilege of having represented both historic clubs, and who will be eagerly watching, is former defender Michael Silvestre. The 47-year-old spent 12 years in the Premier League, first being signed from Inter Milan for £4 million by Sir Alex Ferguson in 1999. The versatile Frenchman went on to win the Champions League, FA Cup and 5 Premier League titles in a Red Devils shirt. In 2008, Silvestre completed a shock move to their rivals, the Gunners, at the behest of compatriot Arsène Wenger. And while he only made 43 appearances for the North Londoners across 2 seasons, he insists he still has a soft spot for Arsenal, though he admits United still edge it when it comes to who he supports today. Speaking to TalkSport's Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent last year about his time with each of the bitter rivals, he was asked which club he supported more. Silvestre replied, "When you have been traveling as much as I did, you still look back and support the clubs you played for, but, as you know, 9 years at United is a long time in one career. If you asked me to pick, it would be more United, but I had a great time at Arsenal." Goldstein later pushed Silvestre to pick between United and Arsenal again, this time based on who he would want to join if he were still playing and wanted to win the Premier League. The former France defender replied, "I would go to Arsenal right now. I am not a patient guy." And when quizzed if he believed Arsenal would win the league before United, Silvestre simply said, "Yes." Only a handful of players have played for both United and Arsenal in the Premier League era. Alexis Sanchez might be the biggest name in recent memory, but Danny Welbeck, Henrik Mkhitaryan, Andy Cole and Robin van Persie are others to have worn both jerseys with varying degrees of success. Despite the rivalry during Ferguson and Wenger's reigns being ingrained in fans' memories, the fixture in recent years has been a less tense affair, at first due to Arsenal's drop-off and, more recently, United's decline. Stay tuned for more updates on Man Utd Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more Man United transfer news. Our second news is exclusive. Ruben Amorim told to give Man United stars same treatment as Paul Scholes and Ryan Giggs got. Ruben Amorim's struggles at Manchester United have led one former Red Devils star to suggest talking to his senior players to adapt his tactical approach. Dimitar Berbatov has urged Ruben Amorim to confide in his senior players amid Manchester United's struggles, much like Sir Alex Ferguson did with Paul Scholes and Ryan Giggs. The 40-year-old has found positive results hard to come by since his arrival at Old Trafford in November. United's 1-1 draw with Real Sociedad in the Europa League on Thursday followed their FA Cup fifth-round penalty elimination at the hands of Fulham at the Theatre of Dreams. Amorim's tactical philosophy significantly contrasts the way Erik ten Hag set his team up, as the Portuguese boss admitted early in his reign that his team would suffer heavily before their fortunes changed. The ex-Sporting Lisbon manager has stayed true to his style of play despite suffering 8 defeats in his first 16 Premier League games and being knocked out of both domestic cup competitions. Berbatov, who was recently announced as the European brand ambassador for LiveScore, won 2 league titles in his 4 years in Manchester and admitted that while he respects Amorim's stubbornness, he must adapt in times of turmoil. Speaking exclusively to Mirror Football, the 44-year-old said, "This is adaptation, and sometimes when you're in a difficult situation like United are, right now, you see what you're doing is not working and probably not going to work if you continue to do it because the players who you have at your disposal are not right for that system. If you continue to do the same thing all the time and you produce the same negative result, you're just doing the same thing over and over again, while expecting different results. Berbatov spoke about his experiences playing under Ferguson and how the Scotsman used to pick the brains of his senior players when discussing an upcoming match. He insisted that it was something Amorim could do with the experienced stars in the dressing room. So then maybe you speak with your players, maybe you have your senior players come to you, like we've done in the past with United, the former striker said. The senior players can go to the boss and say, look boss, we want to do the best for the team for you, we're going to play for you, but let's try to see if we can change something here and there so you can get the best out of us. Stay tuned for more updates on Man Utd Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more Man United transfer news. Our third news is Man United learn transfer fee needed to sign Crystal Palace's Jean-Philippe Mateta. Manchester United have spent big money on Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee in recent summers but neither has quite satisfied their number 9 desire, so they're now looking at the Crystal Palace hitman. Manchester United have been told it will cost them £40 million to sign Crystal Palace striker Jean-Philippe Mateta. As first revealed in France, the Reds have already opened talks about taking Mateta to Old Trafford in the summer in a bid to add goals to Ruben Amorim's misfiring side. But Palace will demand full value for the 27-year-old Frenchman, and United's precarious financial position means they will have to generate cash from player sales before adding significantly to Amorim's squad. United's £72 million Danish striker Rasmus Højlund has scored just 2 Premier League goals this season and is losing the faith of his manager, Mateta, who was last week rushed to hospital with a nasty head injury that required 25 stitches after a sickening challenge by Millwall keeper Liam Roberts, has scored 15 goals in all competitions for the Eagles, with 12 coming in the Premier League. Palace hope he will be back for the FA Cup quarter-final Fulham at the end of the month. Amorim has demanded a striker who carries goal threat but also has the intelligence and physical presence to lead his attack. The Portuguese's dream signing would be his former Sporting Lisbon goal machine Victor Gyökeres, but the Swedish international's £80 million release clause is too rich for a club with debts in excess of £1 billion. He has attempted to stick with both Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee amid injury issues in recent weeks, but neither has shown the kind of form required to prove that they can be the main man and score on a regular enough basis in the future. Palace will be loath to lose Mateta, who having struggled during Roy Hodgson's reign has been a major player under Oliver Glasner since he arrived in South London. Stay tuned for more updates on Man Utd Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more Man United transfer news. Our last news is Danny Welbeck snubs Cristiano Ronaldo and names ex-Arsenal star as best strike partner. Danny Welbeck has played with some top strikers in his career after long spells with Manchester United and Arsenal, but the 34-year-old, who now turns out for Brighton, has snubbed Cristiano Ronaldo as his best strike partner. Former Manchester United star Danny Welbeck has snubbed Cristiano Ronaldo as the best strike partner he has played with, instead giving that honor to ex-Arsenal teammate Alexis Sanchez. Welbeck started his career at Old Trafford as a 6-year-old and played 5 seasons with the first team before joining Arsenal in 2014, which means he has played with some of the best talent in recent Premier League history. Former Manchester United star Danny Welbeck has snubbed Cristiano Ronaldo as the best strike partner he has played with, instead giving that honor to ex-Arsenal teammate Alexis Sanchez. Welbeck started his career at Old Trafford as a 6-year-old and played 5 seasons with the first team before joining Arsenal in 2014, which means he has played with some of the best talent in recent Premier League history. Actually, when I was first in the dressing room and I was in the corner between Ronaldo and Ryan Giggs, I was a 17-year-old and that's who I'm sat between, he told Sky Sports. It was just amazing to see. Ronaldo, you saw how early he got to the training ground, how late he left. I didn't play as many games with him, but I still got to play with him and train with him for a couple of years, and that was so special. Berbatov had special qualities and what he could produce was out of this world. I think he doesn't get the recognition he deserves, Welbeck said of the flamboyant Bulgarian. He was quietly confident and knew how good he was. However, Welbeck said it was Sanchez who he felt the best connection with up front after joining Arsenal, and also gave credit to Frenchman Olivier Giroud. "I'm going to go for Sanchez," Welbeck said when finally asked for his best strike partner. "I played a lot of games with him and I really had a good connection with him. He was one where he could spot runs and find me and come again. We just had a really good connection between us. Olivier Giroud, I loved playing alongside him, it worked really well together. Again, he's someone who didn't quite get the recognition he deserves, but he was a top-class center forward and good strike partner to play with." Despite being in his mid-30s, Welbeck is still producing consistent performances up front for Brighton, netting 8 goals in all competitions, including 2 goals and 2 assists in his last 3 games. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Man United Transfer HQ, and turn on notifications so you're always in the loop with the latest transfer news and rumors. One more thing, what are your thoughts on these updates? Comment below.